Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm Miss Aisha Siddiqui. I'm here for another session with you all. I'm so glad talking to you all. I sit here and in front of the laptop for an hour or two alternately in a week, and this is really so happening. If even this was not a connection between me and you, I would really, it would be really so boring, right? And I'm really glad talking to you all. Hope you're also receive some knowledge out of the videos that I am making and receive some information from me. So let's go back to the subject that we are doing. We have almost completed, not almost, we have completed the stories part, and the open window is a story that I completed last in the last session. And in that story, we completed what the message is given from the story, what is the story about, even the meanings. We put them into sentences, and also we did the discussion of question answers. Now we are on the topic of grammar from the subject. Now grammar is something that is really important. I've been telling you all in my previous sessions, but the topic that we are going to do today is completely different. Yes, it is a grammatical topic, but it will really improve you in your communication skills, in your personality. It will develop your personality. Now this topic that I'm going to do is, we can call it a tadka. Now everyone must be knowing what's a tadka, right? If you eat dal, and if you just boil the dal and eat, it's not that tasty. Yes, it is tasty, but not that tasty, right? But if you give a tadka to the dal, right, it is nice and juicy and spicy, and you have all the garam masalas in it, and you can taste it, and it is super, right? So this topic that we are going to do today is actually a tadka to the way you speak. It will give a tadka to the way you speak, to your personality. It will bring a different kind of charm in your personality. So instead of using the words that you normally use or the sentences that you normally speak, you can actually put these sentences in your communication skills, and it will definitely improve your personality and bring a charm to your personality. So please stay with me and listen to this topic that we are going to do today. So let's go to the topic. I'm sharing my screen here for you all. Okay. So the topic is English idioms. Now, English idioms is a topic that is actually can bring a tadka in the way you speak and will bring a different kind of charm and different kind of spark in your personality. Using these sentences in your day-to-day life will really bring a different tarka in your life. Now, what are idioms? To learn idioms, first we should know what they are, right? For example, idioms are expressions which have a meaning that is not obvious from the actual words. Now, the meanings of the sentences will be the same, but the actual words will be different. The best way to understand an idiom is to see in what context it is used. Now, we cannot do any idiom if we do not know the meaning of the idiom. So, it is a thing that cannot be learnt and memorized. So, it is a thing, first we should know the meaning of it, and then, yes, we can definitely use it in our communication. So we have to learn the meaning of the idioms. If we do not know the meaning of the idioms, we cannot randomly put it into any sentences. There you will become like a fool talking, because you are putting the idiom into the wrong sentence, right? So for doing idioms, you should definitely know the meanings of the idioms that you're speaking. So most idioms are fixed in their form and cannot be changed or varied. So we cannot change idioms, as the meanings are already fixed, and we cannot change the meaning of the idioms on our own. As it can be difficult to work out what an idiom means, you will often need to look them into a dictionary. So you have to look the meaning of the idiom into a dictionary, or you can Google it. But without knowing the meaning, you cannot put them into your sentences. Why do we learn idioms now? We should know why we're learning a thing, right? We cannot randomly pick up something and put them into our sentences. So to improve our level of English, the main thing is to improve the level we speak. Now, if we are talking simply, we're talking a simple sentence, we are saying we're saying a statement, but it is just normal, right? It is nothing that is different. But if you want to attract someone in the way you speak to your towards your personality, if you put little words of or little sentences of idioms in the way you speak in your sentences, it will bring a great impact in your personality. To understand native speakers. Now, why native speakers? Because these idioms are actually said by the native speakers, and they have invented this. So it is nothing that we have invented an idiom, and it is being invented right now as well, but it is invented long back. Now, types of idioms. Some idioms are imaginative expressions or proverbs, just like the thing, too many cooks spoil the broth, right? Now, what do you mean by the sentence, too many cooks spoil the broth? If now this sentence can have two types of meanings. The first can be that if there are many people in the kitchen and everyone is saying that, oh, put this masala in the curry, or put that type of masala in the curry, and this will really taste good, that will really taste good. So everyone is giving their own opinions, and then you're putting a lot and lot of masalas in it, and it will spoil the broth. Or if too many people are coming and nicely mixing it according to their way and opinion of making food or tasting food, it will spoil the broth, right? So too many cooks spoil the broth. It's a proverb, can it is a type of idiom. Now, if you simply want to say that, oh, there are so many people in the kitchen, you all the taste of the food will really change, so don't be. Now, to simply state this whole thing into a simple sentence by saying too many cooks will spoil the broth, now this sentence will bring an impact, and people will think, oh yes, yes, if we all are giving our opinions to the cook, he will spoil the broth. So the other idiom, the short expressions used for a particular purpose, like get lost. Now, in get lost, it is an idiom. It is get lost does not mean that the person has to go somewhere and he has to get lost. That means he has to hide somewhere that we cannot find him. Get lost does not literally means to go and hide somewhere, sorry, and where you have to go and find him. But get lost simply means just go away. I'm irritated by you. When a person gets irritated by someone, he just says that get lost. That means just go away. So it is a word, or it is a statement that is not the words do not mean literally what is written. It is actually written get lost, but it does not mean to go and hide, but it means to go away. So idioms are sentences that does not mean, it does not have the literal meaning how it is written or said, but it has a different type of meaning or understanding behind that sentence. Some are considered as idioms because they're fixed form, like white like a chalk, or white like a milk. Or if I say that he runs as fast as a cheetah. So now I'm not saying that he's running the speed how cheetah runs, in the speed of cheetah, but I'm actually trying to say that he runs super fast, just like a cheetah. So that does not mean he runs like cheetah. It means that I am praising him that he runs very, very fast. So there are other statements as well. If I say that he is tall like giraffe, does not mean he's as tall as giraffe, but it means that he's probably taller than everyone in the room, or taller than any person that I have been come across. So he's very tall, or he has a tall neck like a giraffe, does not mean that long. Have you ever seen a person with a neck that is as long as the giraffe? No. So the literal meaning does not say that it is that long, but it actually means that it is very long. No, it's longer than a normal long neck. So you call it, it is as long as a giraffe. So these things does not mean the literal way you say it, that is, that it is as long as giraffe, but there's something connected to it, a meaning connected behind it, that you have to understand. Now, a person who does not know idioms will never know the things being said. So if I say that um, he runs like a horse, or he works like a dog, so does not mean that he's going and picking up a bone and coming to me like a dog does. It does not mean that. That means he's working so hard, but the results are not so fine. He's working so hard like a dog, or a donkey, or a donkey's work. Or sometimes we say that don't do donkey's work. Donkey's work, what does it mean? Does not mean that you are actually carrying the load like a donkey carries load. It means that you are working so hard, but where you are putting all the attempts where you do not need to put so much of attempts. So you have to work smartly, but do not like foolishly. You have to work smartly. Yes, do work hard, but also smart. You don't only need hard work every time, you also need smart work, right? So if I say that he works like a donkey, does not mean he's carrying load on his back, right? So a person who does not know idioms will actually say, how can she say that he's working like a donkey? I cannot find him picking up loads and walking here and there. So why is she saying that, right? So it's very important for you all to know the idioms for uh, to improve your language skills. And if you are sitting in between people with high communication skills, they will use idioms in their day-to-day life, in their communication, and you'll never know the meaning of it. So if you want to cope up and stay in a company where people actually use good communication skills in their day-to-day lives, so you have to cope up with these idioms. And let's go back to the idioms that we are doing. So here, we started with the first idioms. I've picked up very few. There are many more idioms that you all can do. Go on the internet, and yes, you all can actually like learn many idioms. So I've picked up very few and very interesting ones. He spilled the beans does not mean that he's actually brought the beans and he's thrown it on the ground. That means he spilled it. It does not mean that. It means he told the secret. He spilled the beans. That means there's nothing in his stomach, that someone has told him a secret and he cannot keep the secret in his stomach. And now here, if I'm saying to keep, he cannot keep the secret in his stomach, is also an idiom. Why an idiom here? Because does not mean that a secret is actually kept inside the stomach. It is kept in the mind when you heard something, right? But we say that पेट में बात नहीं रहती, right? It is not, he cannot keep the secret in his stomach, so he keeps on speaking out all the secrets. He spills the beans. Get off my back, another one. Does not mean that a person is literally sitting on your back and you're asking him to move from your back, like the cute bear over there, that he's saying that get off my back, but it does not mean that. It actually means to leave me alone. I just said get lost also means the same thing, that leave me alone. Get off my back also means the same. Leave me alone. We were in stitches. Now here it does not mean that the two people were stitched with needle and thread to each other. It does not mean that. It means that we were laughing very hard. Why we were laughing very hard? We were in stitches means that they enjoyed their company together, being together to play and have fun together, and that is why they can laugh very hard when they're together. That means we are in stitches. He kicked the bucket does not mean literally he has kicked the bucket with his leg and the water is spilled out. It actually means that he's dead. He kicked the bucket. That means finally he's gone from the world and he's dead. Go fly a kite. Now here it does not mean, now someone, if someone in your family or relative says that go fly a kite, does not mean that you go on your terrace and you take the kite and you start flying with the person with you holding the manja in their hand. So please don't do that. It does not mean that. It actually means go away. So someone must be really irritated of you when they say go fly a kite. Go fly a kite does not mean that you should go on the terrace and start flying a kite. Very silly, right? Now she was dressed to kill. Does not mean that she's holding a gun, or she's dressed like a killer or like kidnapper or like a army person. Does not mean that she was dressed to kill, that she's doing all those things, right? This is not the meaning. In this picture, it's shown that she's holding a gun. Now, this reminds me of all the games the teenagers and the kids are playing nowadays. That is PUBG and Fortnite, Call of Duty, all of these games, right? And they're all with guns, dishka, dishka, dishka. So everyone is just behind guns, M4, and all of those guns, AK-47 and all. So that does not mean that if you're playing all these games and if someone is telling you that, oh, she's dressed to kill, that means that you are so obsessed with all these games that you can see all guns everywhere, right? It actually means that you can see a pretty lady there dressed in her best clothing. So it means that she was dressed in her finest clothing. Next one. The next one is I'm at the end of the rope. Now, here it does not mean that you're actually holding the rope and you're going to fall because it's the edge of the rope. It does not mean that. I'm at the end of the rope means I'm so damn frustrated with all some things, anything it can be. If suppose you're very frustrated, if your internet is working very slow, it actually irritates me and it actually frustrates me. So yes, I can use this idiom wherever the internet is. If sometimes the internet works very slow, I'm really frustrated. So I can say, my god, this internet is not working, man, it's working very slow, I'm at the end of the rope. Now here does not mean that my internet is not working so I'm going and hanging somewhere on the rope. So don't think like that. It means I'm very frustrated. Okay, another one. You have to bite the bullet. Now here it does not mean that you need to actually take a bullet and start biting it with your teeth. It actually means that you need to put up with this difficult situation. Now if I say that you have exams tomorrow, so you have if I will say that you have to fight, you have to bite the bullet tonight, because you have to sit and study the whole night because your exams are going to start tomorrow. My god, that will be a very tough situation, right? Instantly. So teachers always stick to their guns. Now, does not mean that teachers are having nice AK-47 or M4 and they're sitting with the gun every time because they like to stick with the gun. It does not mean that. It actually means teachers never change their opinions. Oh, please, I don't find myself like that. I am not that kind of teacher that I will never change my opinion. I will give whatever information I have according to my opinion. And yes, everyone out there has their own opinion of learning and receiving knowledge. So I cannot force anyone to come back and learn in the situation that I am in, or or learn whatever I might feel is right. Right now, everyone here who I am teaching is a grown up, and everyone has their own opinion and the way of learning. So if I say that you have to improve your language by reading newspapers or dictionary, does not really mean yes, that is a very important way to learn. But if some people find dictionary to learn a word from the dictionary really boring every day, you can go on the internet and find there are their own ways. So I am not forcing you. I'm not that kind of teacher who will sit and force you all for each and everything. But yes, I will give my opinions to you all. If you all find those opinions really fruitful, you all can put it into your life. But if you all find another way of learning, you all are pretty free to come and also teach me the way you all like it. Yes, I will be open for you all, so that even I learn the way you all are going to learn. And I will get something new to learn from it also. So I'll be happier. So I'm not that kind of teacher who will always stick to the gun. Now here money talks. The most commonly used proverb. Money influences a lot of people. A lot of people run behind money. And once they earn so much of money, simply later on they come to know that they have lost their loved ones, they have lost their family, they've lost their health. So running behind a thing that is, yes, you should earn money, you should earn, you should work hard to earn money, but does not mean that it should influence you so much that you can do anything for it. Now, here are some commonly used idioms and phrases and expressions that are used. It's very important to know them and read them. The first one is add insult to injury. Here I can say, Jale pe namak chidakna. I imagine everyone must be knowing this, right? Jale pe namak chidakna. So to make a bad situation even worse, so if you are a kind of person is like around a situation that is really bad, so you like to put more mirch masala to it, so this is called that, to add insult to injury. Another one is once in a blue moon. Now, here means something that happens very rarely. Now, I'm honestly saying, frankly, when I was in my college days, people called me Eid Ka Chand. Now, Eid Ka Chand is also something, why it is said, because I attended lectures, very, very few lectures. I attended lectures of the teachers that I really liked. So, once in a blue moon. So, I was in the lectures once in a blue moon, and that is why everyone called me Eid Ka Chand. So once in a blue moon can also be called as Eid Ka Chand in Hindi. So another one, see eye to eye. Now here it does not mean that you actually sit and start staring at each other. It means that two or more people agree on the same thing, on the same situation, on the same solution to the problem. Hear it on the grapevine. That does not mean the grape is coming and talking to you. So this means to hear a rumor about something or someone. Missed the boat does not mean that you wanted to travel through water and you've missed your boat that you were going to travel through. It actually means someone missed his or her chance at something. So there was something very important that someone wanted to do and they've missed the chance there. Okay, kill two birds with one stone. It's also known as ek tir se do nishani. So it's like to do two things at the same time and to achieve two things with one trick or one solution. Cut corners. Now, here it does not mean that you sit and cut corners of something. It means someone, when someone is done badly, something is done badly to save money. Now, this you can say when people are earning very less in a month. So, by the end of the month, the money gets over. So, in the last 10 to 15 days, you have to actually cut corners. That means you have to very carefully go and spend money outside on the stuff. So to hear something straight from the horse's mouth. Now here does not mean that the horse will come and tell you and then you'll understand what it is. Oh god, that is a silly one. So it does not mean that something is said from the horse's mouth, that means a horse is going to talk to you. It means that something that is heard directly from the authoritative source. Or suppose, for example, that your exams are declared just tomorrow, so the teacher or your friend is not telling you directly, the principal or the university has declared it. So it's to hear something from the authoritative, from directly from the head, not from your friends or some people that you know. Go cost an arm and a leg. Now does not mean that it actually you have to remove the arm and the leg and give it to someone. It means that something is very expensive. The last straw. It is not the last straw in the house left, but it is a final problem. When you have already been with so many problems, that will be the last problem, so it is known as the last straw. With here I am stopping this video and this session, but we will be continuing idioms as it is a vast topic and it's a very important topic, and I really find it amazing. I have so much of fun learning idioms and teaching idioms because it's really so funny, and I really enjoy. I hope if it would be, like, I really feel if these lectures would be face to face, we would have a lot of fun and enjoyment together. But I am sitting in front of a laptop and talking to you all. It is really funny like that. But never mind, if technology has given us a way to talk to each other, even this we should thank god for that, right? So I think this topic is really funny and really good. With fun and enjoyment we can learn a great thing that will really enhance the way we speak and really enhance our personality, and will give you a great charm in the way you talk, and people will really get attracted to you. And suppose you want to talk to people and impress them in the way you speak, so you don't have to simply say some words, just put 2 or 3 idioms in the way you speak, and it will glorify the way you speak, so to bring a charm in your personality. I hope you all understood this session and you all enjoyed it, and you will definitely go and search for more idioms on the internet or any book you can find of grammar, and learn them and enhance your personality, develop it more, so that later on in your life, when you come and I mean when you go for interviews and all, nobody will ask you for little grades. Yes, of course you have to earn a degree and you have to achieve a degree to work, but the main thing will be the way you speak, the way you communicate, and your personality. So better you start improving your personality, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you speak. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. Stay safe and take care.